Hello, welcome to Acquiring Movement Skills screencast. Focus of this session is going to be on reaction time. It's the last little subsection of information processing. So what we have to know in relation to this then is there are certain definitions associated with reaction time. There are three key definitions. Then have a look at the things that affect how fast you react. Then we're going to have a look at kind of one of the mechanisms by which you can improve your reaction time. Anticipation. Two types. Describe, example. Final thing which we'll look at in the lesson is psychological refractory period. This is simple. These 1, 2 and 3 are very simple. This is a little bit more complicated, which we'll look at in the lesson, but this stuff that you're doing tonight on the screencast should not take long. So, definitions when referring to these. And what you have to know. Three definitions. The definitions are reaction time, movement time, response time. So basically, your definitions for each of these use two of the three terms up here. So basically, if you look at reaction time here, reaction time is the time between the presentation of a stimulus, e.g. the gun in a 100-meter race, and the start of movement, e.g. the push off the blocks. Important you have that into your definition. So, definition, the time between presentation of stimulus, start of movement. I think you should be able to give an example of what the presentation of stimulus is, e.g. gun, 100-meter start, and start of movement, which is the push, your foot pushing off the blocks, the sprinting blocks before you move. The next one is movement time. And as I said, they're always going to be a combination of two of the three up there. So movement time, very simply, is the time between the start of movement and the end of movement. E.g., the time between the push off of your foot on the blocks and crossing the finish line. That's the end of the movement. Now the final one is response time, which is an amalgamation of all three, and this basically refers to, as you would suggest, it's all of it. So it's saying the time between the presentation of stimulus, e.g. the gun on a 100-meter race, and the end of the movement, e.g. crossing the line. So they're your three definitions. You need those in your Cornell notes, and you need an example. We're going to use the 100-meter sprint as your example, and that's where you're going to get your three separate examples for the definitions from. Okay, moving on then. What factors affect reaction time? Temperature is the first one. Temperature is extremely important. You will know yourself. You go into a football, hockey, rugby, netball game, you haven't warmed up, and you feel a bit sluggish. You can't move as quickly as you like. That's because your body temperature is low. So basically, if you do a warm-up, it increases your body temperature. As a result of that, it will lead to faster reaction times. Next one, age. Now, age will dictate how fast your reaction time is, but it's too simple to say the older you are, the slower you are. That's not true. Because, or you might say the younger you are, the faster your reactions are. Because that's like saying that a baby, a 2-year-old, has good reaction time and they don't. So over the age of your reaction time is optimum from about the age of kind of, I don't know, 12 to 25. However, from the age of 25, reaction time will slow down. Next factor affecting your reaction time, so how quickly the time between, or response time, reaction time, whichever one. What can improve the time between the presentation of stimulus and the end of a movement, or the start of a response, or the start of a movement, is anticipation. You'll often hear kind of 100-meter sprinters, they have there's a 3-second pause between the counts. Marks, set, and they anticipate when that gun is going to go off. So anticipation basically refers to predicting a stimulus will speed up, which helps speed up your reactions. Gender, females have a slower reaction time than males. Okay, that is in the textbook, that is in the theory. I am not being sexist. Moving on. There are three things. Tag, acronym, nice and easy to remember. Going on from there then, anticipation. Now anticipation, how I've always done this in the past, is your last little subsection. Anticipation to me should be reworded. So you have a translation. We talk about translations all the time. Anticipation then, I would like you to respell it. If you respell it anticipation instead of anticipation, you have the key descriptor for anticipation, which is predicting. Now, so anticipation is predicting where and when something will take place before it happens. So what you have is the two types of anticipation. First thing that you predict is space. So spatial awareness is thinking where something's going to happen. E.g., a goalkeeper will predict where the ball's going to be hit in a penalty, off a penalty corner in hockey. Temporal refers to when. Okay, so they're going to predict when something's going to happen, e.g. a 100-meter sprinter predicts when the gun is going to go off for the start of the race. Now, how does it affect your performance? If your anticipation is correct, e.g. you get it just right, it will improve your performance. If your anticipation is wrong, e.g. a goalkeeper anticipates the ball is going to go to the right, the reaction time is not going to have any effect because you've gone the wrong way, you've anticipated wrong. And this is something that we'll look at in the lesson, which is called the psychological refractory period. So there's a delay period caused by when people anticipate wrong. So key thing from today's screencast then, going back onto here, you need to know reaction time, movement time, response time, definition, plus example. Remember, you start your definition, always start it, the time between, and then you have 3 variables which will allow you to answer that one. Factors affecting response time, TAAG, temperature, age, so we went through those ones as well. Types of anticipation, predicting what's going to happen, so what, when, where things are going to happen, and you've got 2 types, spatial, temporal. Can you make those notes, please? Make sure they are in Cornell format, and you have questions aligning them tomorrow's little part of the lesson. We'll look at this concept of a psychological refractory period. That means brain, that means delay, this means period. So what is it? So what is the downside? Sometimes when we try to be too clever, it can cause our brain to have a delay and it slows us down. We'll have a look at that tomorrow. Thank you.